All right, Combat Convo, you know what it is, man. We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the page. So today we're going to be watching a video from WrestleManiac talking about the return of Roman Reigns. So, yeah, man. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe. So let's get right to it.
Roman Reigns' return has broken the wrestling internet, but his return may bring a few problems for WWE. Don't get me wrong, I am happy that the original Tribal Chief is back. I've been wanting him to come back for so long, but there are a few problems we must talk about. The Tribal Chief took a 5-month break after losing his title at WrestleMania 40 and made one of the greatest returns in history at SummerSlam by attacking Solo Sikoa and helping Cody Rhodes. A few things don't seem to add up at first, but before we talk about them, we must answer one question. Why did WWE decide to have Roman return this early? I mean, 5 months is a long time, but a return of this caliber usually takes a lot of time. Well, Roman Reigns is the biggest drawn star in WWE right now, and usually only appears at big events such as WrestleMania and SummerSlam.
I was going to say that. He's a big draw. And I said this before about Roman Reigns. He's the reason why the WWE is where they're at. I know people say Triple H, but I think it's more him. Whether Triple H steered that ship or whatever you want to call it. But this guy here, he made me watch wrestling again. He made wrestling exciting. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I got a few things to say about that, but I'll wait till the video's over.
Let's go.
It made sense to have him return at SummerSlam, but that's not the only reason they had him return at SummerSlam. In 2020, we saw the Tribal Chief persona of Roman for the first time, and that was the moment Roman's career went to a whole new level. And where did it happen? That's right, SummerSlam. Because of that, it makes sense that the head of the table returned at SummerSlam this year. Another reason is to build up to his match at WrestleMania 41. Roman's return has brought problems that are both good and bad. On one hand, his presence reignites the excitement, drama that fans crave. Since Roman took a break, it felt like there was a void in WWE, especially on SmackDown. On the other hand, it introduces new challenges and complexities within the current WWE landscape. One of the most significant issues is the potential power struggle within the Bloodline faction. Solo Sikoa, who has been leading his own version of the Bloodline during Roman's absence, now faces a direct challenge to his authority. This internal conflict is not just about leadership, it's about family loyalty and personal ambition. And while it might not seem like a WrestleMania match at first, the tension between Solo and Roman could lead to some of the most intense and emotionally charged storylines we've seen in years. But it's not.
So what do you think about that?
I think it's going to be emotionally charged and intense because of the simple fact that all these guys are related. They're really family. They're blood for real.
Well,
with exception of,
That's what he said.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with him. With exception of other things, But what I wanted to say before we get back into the video, what I wanted to say was that his career took another level once, once they got into the pandemic, which is correct. But before that, before the Paul Heyman thing and whatever, it wasn't, no one wanted to see Roman, no one wanted to see him on TV. He was like one of the most hated wrestlers. I'm not saying hated, like they just didn't think that he was good. You know what I mean? The whole character thing with him changing to the Tribal Chief was the best thing for his career, because it allowed him to be creative and be himself. Anybody could relate to the Tribal Chief, you know what I mean? But no one could relate to the other guy. It seemed like it was being forced, So I think that, they need to understand that too.
Yeah.
just Solo, who is affected by Roman's return. Cody Rhodes, who defeated Roman at WrestleMania 40, remains a significant rival. There's one thing you might have missed during Roman's return. We all saw Cody and Roman have a stare down after the match, but what many fans didn't catch was something Roman said. He said, "It's only a matter of time." This basically hints and perhaps confirms a third match between the two rivals. This rivalry is more than just about titles. After 2 years of great storytelling, this rivalry has become one of the greatest ever. Fans are eagerly anticipating how this dynamic will unfold and whether Cody can maintain his momentum against the returning tribal chief. As much as I hate to say this, I feel like Cody, even as the WWE champion, will get outshined for the next few months by Roman Reigns and the Bloodline story. We've seen Triple H fix problems in the past. Let's just trust Uncle H here and see what happens. And then there's another figure who might change everything for the Bloodline and Roman Reigns story. Last time we saw Paul Heyman was when Solo Sikoa and the new Bloodline put him through the announce table. Heyman hasn't been seen since then. Many people thought he'll return with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, but that didn't happen, which has opened up room for a few possibilities. Could he be plotting a grand return with a new strategy? Heyman's loyalty has always been a cornerstone of his character.
Yeah, I think that they when Roman returned, that was a big deal. But I think that they don't want Roman and Heyman to come out just yet together. I think it's going to be a thing where they're going to make it a big deal. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that he comes back and then Roman comes back. No, I think it's two for the price of one. So it's like, okay, we can get Roman to come, and then when they connect together, they'd be even bigger. You know what I'm saying? So I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree with that.
So let's go.
But with the shifting dynamics within the Bloodline, his allegiance could be up for grabs. One possibility is that Heyman might align himself with Solo Sikoa, which may sound really stupid at first, but if there's anything we have learned from the past few years of WWE, it's that anything is possible. Alternatively, Heyman might choose to support Cody Rhodes, adding another layer of complexity to the rivalry between Cody and Roman. There's also the chance that Heyman could return with a completely unexpected ally, such as The Rock, shaking up the WWE landscape in ways no one could predict. But if I am being honest, I'd like to see Paul Heyman reunite with Roman Reigns. Heyman managing a babyface character isn't something we've seen in a long time, but with the right steps taken, it could be great. Speaking of alliances...
See, that's what I'm saying. So for me, that's who everybody wants to see. Because he is like, "You are not my tribal chief," and then they did that to him. Now I think what happens is, this is my prediction. I think that there's a big match between Roman Reigns and maybe Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman comes out of nowhere and interferes, and Roman wins. You know what I'm saying? And that's like him getting his lick back, because it's like, why would he help them? They just put him through the table and all this stuff. And he made it like, "You're not my tribal chief." So I just don't see them having him help them. That just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hear what you're saying, but we also have to understand too that it's professional wrestling, and Triple H has a knack for like shaking things up and twisting up storylines in a good way.
But that's stupid. That's stupid. He went on. Hold up. He went on TV and basically cried and said, "You're not my tribal chief." They beat him up, threw him through a table. You know what I'm saying? Did all this stuff to him, and he would come back and be with the same people who beat him up and trade on Roman Reigns. That doesn't make sense. That's stupid.
It doesn't.
That's stupid. That's
It
stupid.
doesn't. But I'm gonna give you an example real quick before we get back to the video. It doesn't. But the same thing you're saying right now happened in the Judgment Day. Before Finn Balor became part of the Judgment Day, they tortured this man. They whipped him. They beat him down. They did the same thing with Dominic Mysterio. And then later, both of those two combined became a part of Judgment Day. Then what happened recently, because I don't know if you've seen it or not, they ended up turning against Judgment Day and ended up taking Judgment Day for themselves and leaving the other two that were the founders of Judgment Day with Edge, who's in another company. Now they're the ones that run Judgment Day, and Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are out. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it sounds crazy, but
that don't make sense. I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense. They made this big thing of him basically saying you're not my tribal chief, and the crowd is going crazy, and they beat him up, and for him to come back and say you're my tribal chief, that's stupid. That's a dumb storyline. I just don't think that they're gonna do that. I mean,
I don't think they're gonna do it either. But I'm just saying, like, you know, with professional wrestling,
you never know.
You gotta.
I get what you're
saying.
Never know. You never know. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I'm just saying, even with that being the case, you never know. But that would be so stupid if they did that. I'd be like, this is dumb. Yeah. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense for him to say, you're not I acknowledge that you're not my tribal chief. And then they jump him, beat him up, and then Roman Reigns comes back. What do you think Paul Heyman gonna come back and trade on Roman Reigns to say now, you are my tribal chief? That doesn't make sense. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just dumb for them to do. I just don't think, I don't know. You never know. Maybe they could come up with something for it, but I just think it's stupid.
It could be a swerve too, you know what I'm saying? It could be Paul Heyman's way of getting back, getting inside what they're doing, and then just, you know, doing a double turn and turning on them, because that happens too. But you never know.
Too much turning for me. I don't know. But yeah, let's get back to the video. Let's go.
Roman's return also opens the door for new alliances and unexpected partnerships. WWE's commitment to long-term storytelling means that these alliances will be carefully crafted and full of surprises. Imagine Roman teaming up with unexpected allies or rekindling old partnerships to strengthen his position. There are fan theories which sound more like fantasy booking, which are too good to be true. One of them is that Roman Reigns unites with a returning Brock Lesnar to avenge Paul Heyman and attack the new bloodline, but the one which may actually happen is Jey Uso's reunion with the bloodline. But he might not come alone. Many fans have shown their desire to have Sami Zayn or Sami Uso reunite with the original bloodline. And while it may not...
I wanted to ask you about that. So he's not their family. How did he become a part of the bloodline?
All right, so what happened was, like, he was basically like, all right, you know how a king will have a jester and somebody that just like comedy relief or whatever? That's what he was. Okay. He was always, he admired the bloodline from a distance. So he tried to get close to the bloodline. So his way of getting close to the bloodline just was like being funny and yada, yada, yada. And, you know,
I got you.
So in that term, you know, that's how he got close, yeah.
All right, I get you. Let's go.
Makes sense. With the right booking, situation, and decisions, this could lead to a moment that would be talked about for decades. And then there's the rumor mill. The Rock has been speculated to return and play a significant role in the bloodline storyline. His involvement could add star power and further complicate the family dynamics. Whether he joins forces with Roman or opposes him, a feud between The Rock and Roman Reigns would be a blockbuster event. This dream match has been a long-time fantasy for many fans, and its realization would be...
Now, see, I'm going to say this before I let the video play on. That right there is the biggest match probably in the last 20 years. That would be the biggest match in the last 20 years. Probably would be one of the biggest matches of all time. If somehow they did it where Roman Reigns, because it was supposed to happen, we know what happened. But Roman Reigns comes back and let's say, I don't know, let's say The Rock is helping Solo Sikoa and all of them. He comes and he trades on Roman Reigns and they do this whole storyline all the way up to WrestleMania. That would be epic. The Rock and Roman Reigns would be epic. You know what I'm saying? We all know Roman Reigns is going to win that match. Or at least that's what I believe. So I would The Rock win, you know what I'm saying, and go on and win. But that would be epic. You know what I'm saying? I believe that to me, that's what I think was going to happen.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I do think that's the big money match, and that's the long term. I feel like they're already building towards that match now. You know what I mean? I feel like they're doing that, And I feel like that's going to reveal itself in the near future on what is going to happen between those two.
All right, let's go.
A monumental moment in WWE history. Roman's health is another critical aspect of his return. His battle with leukemia has been well documented, and his ongoing treatment is a crucial part of his life and career. Despite these challenges, Roman maintains a rigorous training regimen to stay in peak physical condition. WWE closely monitors his health to ensure he can safely perform, which includes regular medical checkups and adjustments to his schedule as needed. This aspect of his life adds a layer of vulnerability to his character, making his triumphs in the ring even more inspiring. The fan reception to Roman's return has been overwhelmingly positive. The crowd at SummerSlam gave him an epic reception, indicating strong support from live audiences. However, this return has also sparked numerous theories and speculations. One of the most exciting theories is that The Rock might be behind the new Bloodline faction. This would mean that The Rock has been orchestrating events from behind the scenes, setting up a dramatic confrontation with Roman. If true, this could lead to an epic showdown between The Rock and Roman Reigns, potentially headlining a future WrestleMania. The involvement of The Rock would add immense star power and further complicate the family dynamics, making for a blockbuster storyline. WWE has significant plans for Roman Reigns, aiming to craft a monumental storyline that could shape the future of the company. This storyline is expected to involve high-stakes drama, intense rivalries, and major plot twists, keeping fans engaged and invested. One of the key elements of this storyline is the potential civil war within the Bloodline faction. This internal conflict will likely be a central theme, exploring themes of loyalty, betrayal, and family dynamics. Triple H has hinted at the magnitude of what's to come, stating, "It's not completing the story, it's just getting to the end of this chapter, because he's going to go on a whole new story now that is going to blow people's minds." This suggests that Roman's journey is far from over, and that WWE has even more surprises in store for fans. Besides the championship and Bloodline, Roman might focus on other storylines and rivalries. His face turn and the ongoing Bloodline saga provide ample opportunities for new feuds and alliances.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope. The Civil War. The Rock is running one side and he running another. That would be pretty dope. He got enough family members to do it. That would be pretty dope. But yeah, we're going to just finish this joint off. It's almost done.
Significant storyline is Roman's quest for revenge against Seth Rollins. At WrestleMania 40, Roman had the chance to secure his victory, but chose to settle an old score with Rollins instead. This decision backfired, costing him the match and his title. The tension between Roman and Seth, stemming from their days in the Shield, has reignited, promising intense confrontations and dramatic moments. Fans are eager to see how this rivalry will unfold, and whether Roman can finally get his revenge on Rollins. From reigniting old feuds to creating new alliances, Roman's return is packed with twists and turns that keep fans hooked. As WWE continues to craft this monumental storyline, one thing is clear: Roman Reigns is here to stay, and his journey is far from over. Triple H promises long-term booking and great stories for Roman Reigns and WWE, something which Vince McMahon struggled with. Triple H did one hell of a job saving WWE from Vince McMahon, but how did it all even happen? You can watch the video on the screen for this.
All right, yeah, man. So we back. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting video. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, man. I think that Roman coming back is a good thing. I think at this what they call it, at this standing in WWE, I think him just brings another type of excitement. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think that him coming back is gonna make it even more exciting, because it was exciting, but I kind of feel like it was something missing when he wasn't there, and now that he's back, you still got Cody Rhodes, you still got Soa, you still got him, and then The Rock is still looming in the air because The Rock said he had unfinished business with Cody, so that's probably gonna be a match to happen, and maybe Rock might win the championship, and then from there, you know what I'm saying, he holds the title or whatever, and then Roman takes it from him. I don't know. But I think that I'm gonna just go on record and say, the way Triple H and them wrote this storyline for them, this is probably some of the best writing I've ever seen in wrestling history. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, and it's the big difference between, you know, I'm a big Vince McMahon guy. It's a big difference between Vince McMahon and Triple H and how they write the stories. Vince McMahon was more of a how would I say this? He was more of a what's the word I'm looking for? He was more of a like a character theater type, you know what I'm saying? Like he was more of that. Like Triple H is a little more rooted in reality. He was like like Vince McMahon was more of a cosplaying character arc for wrestlers. So it would be something like the Big Boss Man. He's a cop and he's swinging his stick. You know what I'm saying? And it was like okay, this is a character that he's playing. And you know, then you had the demented dentist. You know what I'm saying? It was more like the imagery of his characters were like it was something out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? But they were money makers, but it wasn't nothing that stuck to you till The Rock came along and Stone Cold came along. And these characters, they were characters, but they stuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, Sergeant Slaughter, the Big Boss Man, Bad News Brown. It's like everything was a theme, a catchy character. With these characters, it seemed like they're a little more than just catchy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say that Triple H, he's done such a great job fleshing out these characters. Like Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. It's not like you could take that so many different ways. It's not like he's Cody Rhodes, the cowboy, and he's swinging and he got a guitar. Cody Rhodes, the honky tonk man. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I think we should do an episode on Honky Tonk Man too, because he was pretty good. But anyway, this is what I think is gonna happen. I think The Rock is gonna finish his business with Cody, and then that's what I think. I don't know. But what you think?
I definitely think he's gonna finish his business with Cody. So I definitely see another match sometime in the near future. But here's the thing, getting back to what I was saying, right? A lot of these fans didn't like Roman in the beginning. The way everything as far as his character was and whatever, it just wasn't relatable to the common wrestling fan. And once the pandemic started and he started doing the tribal chief thing, and Paul Heyman was inserted, that's when you started to see things change, and then that's when you started to see people really indulge and dive into who Roman Reigns really is. Me personally, I feel like the story with him and Cody is much more than what people expected. On top of that, too, I also feel that Cody had a tougher schedule as far as getting to where he's at, as far as this whole story than what he had in the past. He had a tougher road ahead of this bloodline story before he got to the story. You know what I mean? He had to face Brock Lesnar. He had to face all these figures just to get to where he was at. And now he has even tougher part because he's trying to battle and get himself out, you know.
You think he had a tougher road than Roman Reigns?
Before he got to Roman Reigns, bro, he faced Brock Lesnar. And I forgot who he faced before that.
Go down a list of how many people Roman Reigns fought.
No. I get what you're saying, but we can't, I'm not trying to compare. I'm telling you what the story depicted of before he got to this point. He had a tough schedule as far as who he was facing, bro. He didn't face no like flash in the pan type of dudes, man. The toughest
Roman Reigns didn't place no flash in the pan dudes either.
I'm not. That's what. But what I'm telling you is that I'm not trying to compare. I'm trying to put forth what got him to this point, and then what is going to possibly happen with Cody. You know what I'm saying?
But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is, I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is, that's why that match was so big, because they both had tough roads to get to that point, and him beating Roman Reigns was that the third time they fought, right? For him beating Roman Reigns that time was a big deal. But I hear what you're saying, and I agree. But I'm saying that's why it was such a great, and that's why people, and that goes back to what I was saying about the Triple H and his writing. Is like, I agree with you 100%. Like Cody Rhodes, I'm just giving you some pushback on the other thing. But I'm saying Cody Rhodes he did have a tough road to get to where he was at. So did Roman Reigns. And when they clashed, it meant something. See, Vince didn't really do that during the later years of his career. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really do that. It was more like, he did that in the earlier Vince years with Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, and Bam Bam Bigelow. He did that back then. But I mean to cut you off, sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree with you totally. They both had tough roads, but the thing is that Cody didn't have. Roman had the backup of the bloodline. Cody didn't. So that's why it was so important for Cody to beat Roman at that time, because if he didn't, it would just basically diffuse everything that he had to go through just to get to that. You understand? Now, as far as Roman's path to get to where he was at, Roman always, for the most part, once he got the bloodline, it was you know what I mean? He was securing that belt. He had the belt for like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, the way I'm looking at it is that WWE is going to need to build another star after Roman, because there's no telling how, even though with his shortened schedule and whatever, there's no telling when they're going to have another breakout star. They took a lot of years and a lot of time to carefully craft who Roman is now. Now you got Roman at this high point. How much longer do y'all think that he's going to be able to do this, considering his health and considering other ventures that he's going to want to embark on? You know, that's why I said in another video on BARZ Wrestling Media that when he came back, it was such a big deal. But then again, it's like he came back kind of soon. But I understood why they did that. And not to mention, the entrance, the music, whatever. It kind of just, it was a great reaction, but then it was kind of weird a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was something that personally I had to get used to, but like I said, man, it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen moving forward. That was a great breakdown. The video that you put up too, that was a great breakdown of what the dude was talking about too.
Yeah. All right, man. Combat Convo. See y'all. Peace. Bye.